All right, good morning. This is Maria with Maria's Angelic Enlightenment, and welcome to Sacred Circle, a monthly class that is especially designed for Angelic University members, Patreon Angelic University members as well. Today we're talking about a soul-to-soul connection, soul-to-soul for, soul-to-soul connection with spirit, soul-to-soul connection for spiritual interaction. And I'm going to begin with a prayer. So let's take a deep breath together. Let out stress. Beautiful Lord, sweet angels, Holy Spirit, my guides and angels, and all who have gathered for this session today, guides and angels. I thank you so much for this wonderful world of ours. Even in the midst of chaos, we count on all of our gratitudes, on our ability to be here, on our connection to you, on our family and friends, the wisdom that is within us, and the guidance that you bring us. Beautiful Lord, work through us in this session, support us and guide us, heal us, and surround our family and friends in all directions of time and space. Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, soul connection. I got a couple of notes I'm going to just briefly share with you. So first of all, it's like a no-brainer, but not everybody realizes this, but your soul is connected to everything. Let me say that again. Your soul is connected to everything. So that is why we feel for others. That is why we are finding ourselves serving others without question. That is why we are sometimes exhausting ourselves to serve others. And Spirit reminds us that we must take care of our bodies. This is the container that your soul is housed in. So your soul is enormous, but this container has to be cared for, has to be supported. Now, your higher self and your soul are the same idea. Some people talk about the higher self. Some people say soul. Some people call it a multidimensional being of light. Some people call us higher wisdom. These are all names for the same thing. So your soul that's connected to all things is in fact the same as the higher self, is in fact a multidimensional being of light, is in fact the essence of all there is. And in that idea, in that understanding, we're housed in this body for this experience on earth. And what is hard to understand sometimes is that we are bigger than the body. So as, Jesus so eloquently said, the I am, we want to reflect on the I am. I am all that is. I am the I am is a mantra for you. Spirit, soul, higher self is in fact all that is. So with all that idea, then we can perceive everything. We can perceive and know everything. Sometimes our brain in the physical isn't able to process everything. Our physical body can't take on everything, but your soul knows everything. When we're so busy focusing out there, when we're so busy focusing on the next task that you have to do, the have to list, when you are so busy in this distraction of the outside world, then we forget this inner world. And so the inner world is eternal. And that's where the soul to soul connection is. That's where the connection to everything is, and your ability to perceive everything. So, what I'm telling you is that you are amazing. What I'm telling you is that you are exceptional. What I'm telling you is that we're really not individual, Maria and Deb and Sharon and Paula and Mary and Revely and Kim this morning. We are everything and able to perceive everything. So there are some tools that we can use to help that inner soul continue to expand and for us to kind of release the distractions that take us away from our truth. Now, it doesn't mean you stop living. It doesn't mean you stop washing your dishes and making dinner and, and going about and out with your friends and taking care of the dog and your husbands and wives and children. We do that because we're in the body and we wanted to do that. We liked doing that. When your soul signed up for this assignment, you were excited that you were going to have all these emotions as a human. You were excited for the challenges ahead, and you signed up for a learning and a growth, and you signed up for this time on earth when so many people like yourself were going to remember that you were a soul always. So we are a soul like this through eternity, forever. We are humans for a nanosecond, 1, 2, 3 seconds in eternity. And that is what you are truly living for. You are living for the entirety of your soul in this 3-second experience that might feel like 100 years for you and me and Sophie, who's now going to ask me to go out. And I'm going to have to tell her no. Come here, you stop that. Come here. Come on, help us out. It's okay. We're only here for a nanosecond and you're going to be fine. So we're living for the big soul. And what does that mean? Soul to soul, what that means to me is that I want to love as many people as possible. Soul to soul means to me that I want to be in this world and have fun. Soul to soul connection means that, I'm going to get up and let my dog out, but I'm still going to be talking to you. I'm going to connect on a soul level here. Soul to soul means that we serve. And maybe we're serving because we're mamas and daddies and we're serving just for the now. And this is what we need to do. Or maybe you're retired and you're ready to do something more with, your time. And time is amazing concept. But again, when we think about the time in eternity, I want my soul to be proud of me as a human. I want my soul to go, do you remember that you were this human and we put the forgetfulness mask on you so you wouldn't remember that you were an amazing soul, a superpower, a super being of light, and you signed up with all of us to go onto Earth because Earth was in trouble. Earth was needing to get rid of and dispel and shift from her shame, from her guilt, from her greediness, from her excavating adventures of really destroying the environment. Earth was hurting her people. We're forgetting that God put enough food on earth for all of us. Her people were forgetting that there was enough resources for everybody if they would simply love and share and exchange. And the people of the earth were supposed to remember that in the physical form, they could love so much more deeply. And so you, light workers, signed up to come onto the earth and remember your own love. And maybe you're going to go through a bunch of struggles, because that way you could be relatable to people. You're going to lose jobs, you're going to divorce, you're going to have, children die on you, or spouses die on you, your parents die on you. You're going to have you're going to lose a house, you're going to get disease, you're going to have, cancer, you're going to have friends that that betray you, and there's going to be all this emotion, so that you can remember that you always return to love. And so in eternity, whenever you have a challenge, whenever you have a complication in front of you, it's a spiritual lesson. Did you forget that? It's a spiritual lesson. Those challenges are spiritual lessons. Those challenges bring opportunity for you to grow. And, you're supposed to remember to get positive again, to redirect your energy again, to refocus again, and go to your soul, your higher self that is always connected to the all that is, the everything, the perception of all, the enormity of you, then will speak and others will join in, and your energy will be so attractive that people are going to want to be on that happy cloud with you. That's what we forget sometimes, is that we're supposed to be on the happy cloud, because we're going to have the challenges that take us down, but not keep us down. So soul to soul tools are many. There's many tools that we can use. And I'm going to be showing them to you in a minute. But I just wanted you to remember that story, because it's very true. And it keeps coming to me over and over again. We're eternal, and the people that we've lost have been working with us regularly. They're like amazing guides. I hear from my father and my mother-in-law. She is busy up there. She keeps giving me like little directions, things, of course, that she, knows her son would like, but also things that are important to my life, and little messages, little signs, little pieces. And I go, oh, thank you. And then I'm hearing from the beings that are actually beings of light, of higher, the family of light. So I want to say, I believe that the angelic realm and the family of light are similar. The angelic realm has never, the angels, our guardian angels, have never manifested as physical beings, because they're like already in a different level of the astro. They're already in a different level of the quantum. The angels are. Our loved ones that have passed away, they are in between, I believe, here and that level of the astro that our guardian angels are at. And they're growing and learning and experiencing just like we have here and are here. And then there is the family of light, who is like this whole galactic beings of light that are in the greater universe, the many, many, many star systems. And we have been looking at the stars and calling them names. Oh, those are the Pleiades over there. There's Arcturian over here. Here's the Lion's Gate, over here. Over there is the Syrians. And like, we've been looking at the stars and talking about them forever, but those planets have beings and light, and many of them have passed the form level, which is what we're working on, is getting past the form level. And the form level with choice here and free will here is what kind of has gone awry, the experiment that has gone awry. The free will allowed, us humans to choose what to do with the atomic bomb. Instead of the atomic bomb being about bringing energy to everybody, we created a bomb that could kill. Like, why? Because if we take over a country, we're gonna like be better off. Well, we killed, and in eternity, my soul's not gonna be happy about that. Some people only leave now because they are ready to go, and maybe they are accidentally leaving, but they signed up for that leave, that slot. And then they're like done with the earth and they're ready to help us on the other side. The family of light brings them, connects them, supports them, guides them, and helps them to make that shift. And then they can do new jobs in that beautiful new place that they are in soul, in spirit, in higher self. New jobs. Just like the family of light is supporting us, surrounding the earth and bringing information. And I got one more mind-blowing, important thing to tell you. More people are going to witness alien life. And you want to know alien life. What's alien life? Well, it's like star beings. People know, because we're the people. They're starlight, star beings. We're going to witness beings of light. And we're seeing some of these beautiful star seeds in our little children. You can see it, their eyes are like more saucer-like. And the little children are also more, joyful, and they are wise. They come up with these like, messages for you, and they will tell you things. And you'll be like, how do you know that? So there's all these little new people coming into our world that are going to make it that much easier for us to see the magic that's available. So I can't say that I've seen a star being, but I see lots of light quite often, just like I started with the angels. The angels you came to me like in sparkles of light when I was little sparkles of light. And then I could see like, forms. And then and then I went ahead and lived life, went to college and had, like children, and was like, and then I woke up again and had more sparkles of light start to show up. And then the auras, seeing the auras, and then the energy around things and people and places. And then the messages started to come. And so all of that happened because I was open to that, because I allowed it, because I believed it, because I was in a new state of, I want to live for my soul. I want to live for my soul, for the soul. I want to live so God's proud of me. And God is the all that is. And so are you. And I know that we humans sometimes have been shamed about like, you're not, special, you're not anything, you're, you can't do that. And screw the shame. No more shaming. That's not loving. That's competition. And there's competition fun, and then there's competition where it puts you down and makes you seem like, the gladiator that has to die. And we're not dying anymore, light workers. So, soul to soul, spiritual connection is knowing that there's a big galaxy out there, and knowing that there are star beings of light that are helping us. And we're not supposed to be afraid like some of those sci-fi movies, we're supposed to be more like ET. So if a little ET drops into your house and they want M&Ms, or what was it that ET liked with the peanut, some kind of special peanut M&Ms. Here comes my puppy. Come on. Did you find any star beings out there, puppy? The fairies. We're going to see more of that. We're going to feel it, sense it, experience it, the magical. We're just going to see more of that. The whimsical, the sky looking, interesting, and then kind of witnessing sort of a, maybe like, a saucer of some kind, a spaceship of some kind. It's going to be more and more prevalent. And I just have to say that don't let anybody steal your joy. Now, if you're not comfortable talking about all that you see or you feel or you believe, it's okay right now, but just let it in. Let the magic kind of, come in and let it happen for you, because it's really important. Belief and openness and expandedness. It's like, why not? I let the angels in, and part of it is like, I let the angels in, because of Catholic guilt, because, the church told me it was okay. Well, who's to say that angels aren't little ETs? We know that angels have materialized at times to help us to come out of nowhere and save people. And so much is possible. So I just want to give you that mind-blowing idea for you to soul, and the everything that is not just the everything on the earth. We're connecting to the greater galaxies too, because your soul line requires it. Your life as a soul requires that you tap into that greater love. Okay, so now the tools. Let me make sure I didn't forget something that like I wrote down before, because I had asked for support before. So I'll read this little thing. Okay, so number one tool is meditation, a practice of meditation. I've talked about this many times, and we know what meditation looks like, but meditation can also be prayer. Meditation can also be centering. Meditation could also be time in nature. Meditation could be that you put up your Christmas tree and you look at it and you like zone out, and you're just feeling the love for the light and for Christmas, and the idea of that more Christmas. You are, cooking a meal, and you are loving, and you are thinking about, your family that's gathering, or the person you're going to be sharing the meal with, or simply yourself, and you're cutting up the vegetables, and you're in that meditation of love. You're in that zone of love. That's also meditation. It's not meditation when you are multitasking, which is difficult. When you're doing the cooking and you're trying to talk on the phone, that's not meditation. But when you're solely connected with the food, or with the craft, or with the idea, I'm thinking of, Paula's on this morning, and she makes those amazing rosaries, and that's meditation. She's infusing love, I'm sure, into every bead. Those rosaries are going to go to hands that need them, and they're going to be powerfully infused with that light of the universe, because Paula has infused them with love. And that's meditation too, working on a craft, working on an activity like that, working in the garden. It's going to get cold in the northern states. We're going to, feel that. So maybe not working in the garden right now, but you have house plants, take care of your house plants. Cleaning your home can be meditative. Shift to thinking, shift to not thinking, but shift to being in the present moment with anything that you're doing. Now, when you're doing it with somebody else, then it's about connecting with them. That's different. But meditation can have many forms. And I just want to say, you're connecting soul to soul and with spirit when you're doing these other things. And that's where I keep hearing my father and my mother-in-law talking to me. It's kind of when I'm doing especially when I'm cleaning, I hear my sweet little mother-in-law, who transitioned last year in January. So I mean, it's been a year, and I've been, just so connected to her soul this last month, because I spent almost the last month of her life like with her every day, through that transition. It was very, very, very important soul mission for me. I didn't know that I signed up for that, but man, when it came up, I knew that I had to be here for her. I knew that, it was important, just not only for her soul, but for mine too. So those missions that come up, it's like a magical, assignment, and we make room for them and we stay positive about them. Oh my gosh, one more thing. How am I going to do this? Right? We do it because it's supposed to happen, and then the door opens. The door opens for it to happen. Your schedule allows for it. People, come in and help you. And that's part of the new earth. That's part of the way that life is working, that situations are opening up when we release and let go and try not to control. So that's another tool, is releasing. Darn it. We got to release sometimes. We can't hold on to our have to do, our do list. The angels actually told me that. They said, you make an outline today, Maria, go ahead, but we're going to work with you. You got to release it to us. You got to let us work through you. And sometimes I get a little anxious going, oh, is the channel open? Is it going to come through? And it always does. So I have to be sure that I tell you there's many ways to release. And one way to release is to simply, say, okay, what the Frank? I'm going to just let God take over. There's another tool that is tapping that helps you release emotion or stuck feelings. And so I'm going to do a little tapping with you today because I think it's really, really important. And so you're just going to take your dominant hand and kind of like the 3 fingers or 4 fingers here, your dominant hand, and then tap on the side of your hand that's not dominant, like this. Okay. This, there are meridian points in your body, and this is like called the karate chop. You can do it this way. Some people do it this way. This is actually a nice way to do it. Sometimes when maybe you're like in a room full of people and you're feeling a little anxious and you just want to, like kind of feel your hand, a little bit and kind of relax a little bit, and they don't know what you're doing. So we send a message to the body that's like, chill, it's going to be okay. And then we want to add some words. So the words repeat after me, even though I feel, and you can put a word like, even though I feel anxious, even though I feel sad, even though I feel confused, even though I feel frustrated, even though I feel mad, even though I feel scared, even though, whatever it is, even though I feel anxious, I totally and completely love myself. So if we're in a room full of people, you might just kind of be talking to yourself, even though I feel anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Amen. And then you just keep tapping for a little bit. It will relax you. This is the beginning. A complete tapping session involves more meridian points. So we're going to move right here to the top of your head. And you say, you're going to move to the top of your head. I'm going to show you the points. Okay. Move to the top of your head, then to the brows like this. Okay. Then to the corners of your eye, kind of like this. I got eyelash extensions put on, so I don't have to wear makeup. It's kind of fun. If you're in the area, I'll tell you, little Shelby, she does it for pretty reasonable. And she's in Denver, Iowa. And then over here in the, underneath your eye thingies, eye thingies, underneath your eyes. And then just one hand on your mustache. Okay. And then one hand on the chin. And then come back to two hands kind of on the collarbones here, like just below the collarbone, little like tender spot, not too hard, but just right there. Like that. And then underneath one armpit. I wore a long sleeve so you wouldn't have to look at, my arms. Okay, like that. Okay, that's the whole tapping sequence, but we're going to be talking now when we do it. All right. So even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. So make sure you're saying that. Go to the brows. Even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Corners of the eyes. Even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Underneath the eyes. Even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Underneath the nose. Even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Chin, even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Over here, and below the collarbone, even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. And then underneath the arm, even though I may be anxious, I totally and completely love myself. Now take a really deep breath. Let out. Release that anxiousness. Release that anxiousness. Now, what you're doing is neuro-linguistic programming. You're speaking, you're hitting meridian points, and messages are going to the amygdala in the brain, and it's changing whatever limiting belief you were tapping. The meridian points are sending messages as you speak. You are tapping the nervous system and you are speaking, and the message is going to the amygdala in your brain and erasing, releasing, getting rid of the limiting belief you had. You can tap for, I'm hungry. Even though I'm hungry, I completely love myself. You can tap to, because you're, well, I already told you, because you're mad, because there's so many things, but hunger is, something sometimes that helps with people, like not to run to the refrigerator. So tap and then drink water. It is important to, to drink water when you're doing releasing. And this is, 1-2-minute introduction to tapping, but this is something you can do for maybe 10 minutes, and then make sure you do the deep breathing and drink some water, whatever you want to tap on. You can look up more videos on YouTube on the tapping solution. You can also look up EFT, the emotional freedom technique. But tapping is very powerful, and it's science-based. You can tap because you just saw an ET in your living room, or an ascended master, or the angel came in and sat on your lap and said, "How are you, honey?" And you said, "Holy moly, do I have an angel sitting on my lap, or did you come through the door?" And they're like, "No, we just appeared. We want to talk to you. We want to remind you that you're amazing. And we want you to speak up a little bit about your angelic self. We want you to listen to Maria's podcast later. We want you to go and see that old lady across the street and give her a hug. We want you to consider taking better care of yourself. We want you to, the angels are talking to you." My mother-in-law says, "Maria, it's okay. I'll help you clean the bathroom." Kim's raising her hand. She used to help me. But since COVID, I have been, doing it myself. It's all good. But I love you, Kim. Kim's a good cleaner. She's a good helper. Okay, going back to my notes. Connecting to higher energy and higher beings of light are going to become more normal. I already said that in a different way. Connecting to higher energy and higher beings of light are going to become more normal. Yay! Do I remember when I was afraid to say that I was an angel reader? That was like 20 years ago. I was afraid. And then I said it, and then the people like were knocking down the door to come in, and now everybody's an angel reader. I'm like, yes, because everybody can be. Everybody can connect. Maybe you're doing it for yourself so that you live life better, more whole, more centered, more peaceful. Maybe you're just bringing in that light in your life and the specialness, and you're going to spread a little bit of that knowingness and that intuition to your grandkids, to the animals you take care of. I was working with a client yesterday who's an animal whisperer, and she was applying for new work, and she said, I could not work there a day. She said, I had to leave because they were calling the animals stupid. And she said, and I know better. I could not do that. And even though I was needed there, I couldn't change the system. I wasn't going to be, a leader, and I couldn't change the system. They would need a whole new veterinarian. And so she felt sad, but she prayed for the place. And then she said, but this other place that I went to when my dog had emergency surgery a couple of weeks ago, they need somebody that actually is as sensitive as I am. And the lady even told me that. She goes, you really know these dogs, don't you? You really know these animals. And so she asked me to come in, she said, for a 2-hour, trial. And so I'm going to go. And I said, well, sounds to me like your dog had a challenge, and that challenge brought you this new opportunity. And she was like, wow, because that dog almost lost its life. But in doing that, she met somebody that could give her this new opportunity. So we never know. Somebody gets sick with COVID. Somebody dies with COVID. COVID comes and the whole country shuts down. But guess what? My kids came home. And I'm like feeling a little bit bad because I got something good coming out of COVID. And then I'm like, no, it's okay. There's always good and bad. That's the world of duality. But in the soul world, there's only love. And that's the soul world that I'm working towards, the only love place. Give yourself time to center, which we talked about, more quiet time. Allow for creative opportunities, or meditative opportunities, even when you're doing housework, even when you're doing a craft, even when you're simply being in nature. You can, as I said, make food, crafts, decorate, paint, garden, dance. And then here is powerful tools. Now I want to tell you, I think about these tools. I'm going to show you the props. I think about these tools as tools. They do not have the power in them. They open the power that you have. So there's a lovely selenite crystal. The selenite crystal is shaped in a heart. If you were needing a heart today, there's the heart. This beautiful crystal has magnified the love simply by you looking at it. It holds this beautiful energy, and it's not like it's giving you all of its energy. It's reminding you of your energy, and then you expand it. So you don't need to wear it in your bra. I mean, I think about like some of the ladies that have come to my retreats and they like dump out their bra. They've got like crystals padding their bras. It's kind of funny, but as if the crystals are like, they need the crystals to be empowered. Crystals are going to remind you, and they do amplify the energy around you, but you don't need these to be empowered because you are super powerful. But in some form, the crystals are working through us, for us, and with us. This is selenite. Oh, shh. Quiet. I'm sorry. Crystal, quartz crystal, and quartz are on the very surface of the phone. Every iPhone is made with a crystal quartz. And not only that, but it's powerful energy that is used for many. And we know too that in Atlantean times, crystals were used to amplify light and to, power vehicles. And we will remember how to do that again. Sophie, it's not time for you to talk. Be quiet now. Shush, shush, shush. And Crystal, come here. Come here, come here. Come here. Look at the rose quartz. It will calm you down. Do you remember your life with the rose quartz? Where did you live before you came to me? Rose quartz, love, calm. Ah. Rose quartz reminds us for calm. Now it amplifies energy. I do have a grid now in my new room in my home that I opened the wall up, and it's like a big great room. And I have six quartz, 6 different crystals, different ones that I have sang to and put Reiki energy into and amplified, and then put them in special. I said, your job is to amplify the energy and the love in this room. There's going to be love. And when there isn't love, there could be an argument or two, possibly, if, there's humans here. Then you're going to dispel the argument, make it go away fast. So I put 6 crystals in. They're kind of in inconspicuous places. My husband, of course, doesn't notice what I decorate with or what I do. I got to put something behind this wall. I haven't figured out yet what it is. And, but he doesn't know that the crystals are there, but my daughter noticed them. I go, did you notice I have crystals in every corner over there? She goes, I did. And I was like, it makes me happy. She goes, I know. So crystals are tools, right? Crystals are tools. And then my other favorite tool are essential oils. Oh my goodness. Olfactory, the brain barrier, the blood-brain barrier is completely immediately assessed within 2 nanoseconds. This is quantum healing. This is rose, doTERRA's rose, and it's much cheaper than a bottle of pure rose essential oil. But doTERRA offers a beautiful rose. Rose is very high vibration, and a very high vibrational energy. And so it's meditative. I put it on to, calm me, to support meditation. It's not the power of this that I need. It is the scent that reminds me of how powerful I am. You're powerful enough. You don't need tools, but the tools help. And it's nice. And then you smell nice. So doTERRA, now on my website, if you feel guided, I do have a link shop to doTERRA and Young Living. And this is Young Living's lavender. I love them both. They're very high quality. They're therapeutic quality, 100% therapeutic. I know that Young Living has the seed to seal guarantee, so they can guarantee this has been raised organically. And most of doTERRA also has the labels where you can I can't remember what they call it. Anyways, you can actually eat the oil because it's pure. Single oils that are pure can be taken internally. Don't do blends. But anyways, this is an essential oil class. This is about the tools. So I wanted to show you rose and lavender, calming, relaxing, healing, calming, energizing, spiritual connection, healing. And frankincense is very powerful. This is a frankincense, what do we call these? Roll-ons. So it's been diluted with a carrier oil. So it's a little cheaper, but you can buy drops. You can buy them like this and the frankincense and take it under the tongue. And it's a very powerful anti-inflammatory and also for tumor reducing tumors. There's some studies on frankincense, very powerful. And, you can also make your own little jar of spray and then use it to spray, around your room for room spray. Also very easily energizing and calming, the energy around you. This one I actually got when we were in Maui. We took the retreat to Maui a couple of years back. And it was made in Hawaii. It's the Lumerian Starseed Plus that I got. It's just so fun. It is Hawaiian flowers, essential oil, and pure water, a little bit of alcohol. And so it's the Hawaiian flower smell that I wanted because, we can't always go to Hawaii. But it reminds me of the power of Maui, that beautiful mother Maui. Her energy is just incredible. And the company and the connection with Haleakala. So meditating sometimes on that Haleakala, the mountain, meditating on that energy, meditating of that in that space in my mind, and remembering that with a little scent empowers me. Again, you're being empowered. Okay, so I just have 4 minutes left. Are you kidding? My gosh, time has flown. There's other tools, but I only told you like 3. That's okay. That's for another class, perhaps. Let me look at the tools that I want to share, that I want to be sure to share one more with you. For today, the crystals, the essential oil, tapping, meditation. Sometimes for connecting, using cards, angel cards, and angel cards, and that's kind of like a no-brainer, or even holy cards. When we went to the grotto in Marshalltown, I bought all these single holy cards with saints on them, and made a little deck. And like I shuffle those sometimes and look at like a saint that has a message for me. The same thing can happen with a holy Bible or book. You can open the Bible to, guide me, angels, today. Guide me, Lord, today, in a message from you, from the center of you. And you can open your Bible and center on, a verse, or center on an idea, an impression, and a theme, even, one of the Gospels. There are many ways to use angel cards or saint cards. As I said, like I kind of made my own deck of saint cards, or the Bible, or a holy book that you choose to support you connecting soul to soul. Because there's going to be, especially in the New Testament where Jesus taught, there's going to be love. Jesus always directed us from love. In the Old Testament, there's a lot of stories, about the wars and things, and we can almost look at history of man, and history continues, like we're still warring, like we need to work that way. Come on, people. We're bigger than this. No more wars. And then one more that I want to absolutely talk about is sound. Now, I don't have my big drum with me, but I bought this little teeny one. It's so fun. And I have it here in my home. It's like a little fairy music. So I have a really big drum in my office, a big metal drum like this, and I have many other drums, but sound is a really good way to connect. You can hear a sound like wind chimes. You hear a sound and it takes you somewhere else. You think of the angels blowing through the wind chimes. A little music, you can turn on, a meditative, music, and asking, Alexa to turn on some meditation music for you. Alexa, turn on some meditation music. Let's see if she listens.
Here's a station for you, meditation on Amazon Music.
Alexa, stop. Good job, Alexa. These magical things that we have these days, and we think like they're technology. The angels are working with us. I mean, if we would have come to another civilization and brought our technology, they would go, "Oh my God, you guys are gods." That's what has happened in the past. We have had higher beings come, Jesus, and walk the earth. And with ideas and thoughts and ways of being, and we ignore them. We change them because man wants to control other men. No, you must. Jesus died for your sins, and you're a sinner. And it's like, Jesus didn't teach about sin. Nope. Jesus didn't teach about sin. Jesus taught love. Every lesson is about love and higher being, sharing. So they didn't receive Jesus in his time, right? He was, like threatened. Well, there could be higher beings that come again, and people could be threatened. Governments could be threatened. They're trying to change things. Well, in the big picture of the new earth, if we all take care of ourselves, we vibrate higher, the way that we eat will change. We may not need food the way that we need now. We may not need money the way that we need it now, because we'll be able to actually manifest and create what we need. We can share. We can travel in different ways. But return to love is the message. Soul to soul connection is about love. It always has been, always will be. Soul to soul connection and your connection with spirit. Everything is spirit. Everything that is. So in closing, your soul is connected to everything. That's how we started. Your higher self, your soul self, is wisdom. When you get out of competition and the ego and selfishness, your soul self is wise. Your soul self is able to perceive and feel everything and know everything. So that makes you pretty amazing. You don't have to be practicing for years and years and years. You're already there, especially because you're connected to my work and you do this stuff. I mean, I'm a little bit of a trailblazer, but we're all on the same page. We're all on the same page. It doesn't, I choose to be teacher. I choose to serve this way. But choose to use your voice. Don't let anybody keep you from sharing your own truth and your own wisdom and your own magic that's coming through for you. Please write that book. Write that book. Share the wisdom. All right, so I'm going to say a prayer, but don't leave because I'll let you ask questions. But we're going to end this for the recorded session. Okay, thank you for listening. This has been Maria Peth with Maria's Angelic Enlightenment. Please join my Patreon community. If you want more of this, you can get this class for free. If you haven't been a part of Angelic University before, you can get this class for free at the Angelic University level and the VIP level. I am so grateful for you. Let us say a prayer. Beautiful Lord, sweet angels, Holy Spirit, thank you for your magnificence. Thank you for reminding us of our magnificence. May we be surrounded by your love and light in everything that we do and everything that we are. May we remember that we are love even among the crabby people, and even when the fear is out there, and even when people are dying left and right and there's craziness going and there's riots, that we are still surrounded by love and that we will be okay. And should we all vibrate off the planet onto a spectacular new earth in the coming days, that we will be grateful and together. In the big scheme of things, we know we still have work to do, Lord. And we are your Patreons. We are your servants. We are connected to everything And in doing that, in being that, we are responsible for the greater earth. In your name, we're grateful, and for this time, amen. Okay, I'm going to end the recording. God bless you all, but don't leave. Stop.